To be or not to be. Truth may seem, but cannot be. Beauty brag, but is not she. Art thou feared, be not afeared. The isle is full of noises, strange sounds that bring delight and hurt not. Sounds beautiful, right? And it is. But also murder, revenge, brutality, violence, cannibalism, assault. Yes, these are also a part of Shakespeare's works. Welcome to Check That Book, a cozy place on the internet where we get acquainted with arguably the most disturbing books ever written. We discuss several pieces of literature here from all genres even, but mostly inclining towards horror. This Christmas season, again, like I said, I'm not giving you any slack, but just for a change, let's turn to some serious serious works that are usually serving as prime example in education, in literature in general. These are the basics of any literature class, at least in Britain, and I'm proud of it as hell. We're talking about... No, not this one, not yet. We are going to talk about William Shakespeare's work, one of many. Otherwise, I mean, look at the thickness of this book. Yes, I'm a very proud owner of the complete works by William Shakespeare. Yes, I can foresee the question, have you read all of them? Of course not, but I'm familiar with all of them in one way or another. Shakespearean English, let's start with this one. I need to get this out of the way. Shakespearean English is not for everybody. It is difficult to read, but in order to appreciate its beauty, it's kind of necessary, because I am the one who is hands down into the beauty of written English. Spoken too, but take into account that I am a multi-speaker. Sometimes I am all over the place in my mind, which is why I didn't become a translator in the first place. It's difficult to be swift with your thoughts and shifting from one language to another. But when it comes to writing, yes, guys, I'm one of those people. I write theatre, not theatre. If you know, you know, you understand. I'm sorry, it's just the way I am, and I will be promoting this. The more I can, the better. I served as an English teacher, as a matter of fact, for 4 years. And that experience was both a nightmare and a blessing. But this is a story for another time. But we're on a disturbing literature channel. What can be disturbing about Shakespeare? Well, Shakespeare's tragedies are, in fact, disturbing. I understand it's difficult for the majority to read the original Shakespearean language, Shakespearean English, but you can read summaries online. Some of them are pretty good, and you can read adaptations into, so-called modern English. So-called, why do I say that? Into normal modern English, understandable, because tons of phrases, words, the vocabulary, everything here is foreign. Even to some native English speakers, it is foreign. So where should I begin? Actually, yes, that was an introduction. Why am I covering a disturbing piece of work, and which one did I choose? Well, for this episode, as a part of a classical disturbing literature, I chose Titus Andronicus. Let's look into it. I do apologize, my microphone stopped working because of my own stupidity. So, yes, Titus Andronicus is one of William Shakespeare's earliest and most violent tragedies. It is set in ancient Rome, like many of his works. We have a lot of Italian influence there, as is. So, yeah, in this entire set, I mean. I consider myself to be an admirer of William Shakespeare, or like you kids call it, a fan, but a fan is an object in the first place. So let's try to find an alternative word. You know, there are beautiful words in the English language that could be used. Shortening words, simplifying them, I am not a believer in that. I believe in academic, beautiful language, and I myself am still learning every day, trying to perfect myself. But again, being a multi speaker and also harnessing many different accents, acting them out, and doing voice acting sometimes, it's. Plus, I'm an emotional person, as you might have been able to tell, so. But I am admitting that openly, and I'm learning, and I'm pushing this agenda, you guys. Classical English, longer words is beautiful English. Titus Andronicus. Well, who the hell is Titus Andronicus? He's a fictional Roman general, so he's not directly based on anyone, albeit I would say he reminds me of Caligula. No joke, he does. The atrocities that are committed here, wow. Where do I begin? Titus himself, he's a complex character, but he is the force that drives the brutal events of the entire play, which is, I mean, it makes sense because the play is named after the main character, who is our main antagonist. He's an antagonistic figure. If you look at the majority of Shakespeare's tragedies, whether you read them in the original form or as an interpretation, or if you watch them on stage, even in cinema, you won't be able to sleep for weeks. It's full of drama and revenge. These are the key subjects. Lots of suffering, and too many. Shakespeare's plays are very hefty and not for a faint of heart. And I understand why some can't stomach them. Excuse me. I understand why some can't stomach them, just because they're so tragic and that weighs heavily on you. A lot of people don't get the disturbingness from them the way it was actually intended, purely because it's lost in the language. Like I said, for many, it is difficult because of the language it's written in. It's Shakespearean English, do not forget. So I understand why this might not seem as your first choice or one of your choices at all for a disturbing read. But if you want to feel sophisticated, sure, why not? Besides, it is disturbing as all heck. The themes I mentioned in the beginning, including cannibalism, are present in Titus Andronicus. So what's the story? Well, basically, we have this Roman general, Titus, who returns from war against the Goths with the Goth queen, Tamora, and her two sons, one of whom he sacrifices to honor the Roman dead, and that sets off a chain of vengeance. Lots of stuff happens there. There's political betrayal, which is very, it's full of intrigue and conspiracies. That can be interesting if presented well. I mean, it's presented well, but again, lost in the language, which I understand can be a complicated thing for many readers. How do I read it? Well, lots and lots of practice, plus a dictionary. Yes, I do consult a special dictionary, because no matter, you can never be too old to learn, and it's okay not to know stuff, albeit Shakespeare was a part of my curriculum. Still, I need to consult. And that's fine. So should you. Give it a shot. Some people find it difficult just because of the language. There are adaptations out there. You can still read into it and still be disturbed. So this Tamora character, she begins her revenge by setting off her sons to brutally assault Sir Titus's own daughter, and that is very descriptive actually here, albeit poetic in a weird way. And that is also disturbing, I find. What else? There is the suffering of Titus. I mean, suffering is always quite a heavy read. Some find it boring, I understand, but again, I tend to think that it's because of the difficulty whilst reading. Some of the key disturbing moments are when, besides the assault on Titus's daughter, when Titus kills those two sons who assault his daughter, two sons of Tamora, and, well, he bakes them into a pie, and he actually serves this pie to their mother as a form of revenge, and that, in my opinion, is a grotesque and macabre scene that really stays with you. Also, there will be an act of Titus killing his own daughter. That is very unsettling, and there is tragedy, there is the question of mercy, morality. Yes, I highly recommend this classical Shakespearean tragedy. You can try also Othello or King Henry VIII or any other King Henry, to be honest. You can try many others. All of them are beautifully crafted, and there's a lot of unsettling moments that I think a well-cultured reader will appreciate, and I consider my audience to be cultured, because only a cultured mind can go through so many disturbing titles and still remain sober and relatively sane and appreciate some good literature at the same time. Congratulations. Honestly, no joke. So, me and my pal here wish you once again happy holidays. I hope your Christmas was nice and is still going on well for you. I would like to take this opportunity once again to remind you of my own book. Misanthropically Inclined is available both as an ebook and in its marvelous, in my not so humble opinion, hardback version. I like the feel of a good book in my hands, and this one was taken good care of. This is available in both the United States and the United Kingdom, as well as in Amazon Deutschland, I think, Italy, Spain. I'll link everything in the description down below, and I hope that you will find a suitable channel for yourself through which you can place an order and yes, support me as an author. That would be brilliant. But there is also an easier way to support me right now by giving this video a boost in the form of an erect thumb and subscribing for more disturbing, unsettling, provocative content. And sometimes some cultural content as well. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Happy holidays. Till soon. Cheers.